The most unforgettable spaces don't just look beautiful, they leave an impression you can feel. There's a quiet confidence in them, a sense of ease and intention. Welcome to Design Unscripted. I'm Manuella Moreira, and in today's episode, I'm sharing 10 design secrets that bring that same feeling into your home. Layered, thoughtful, and deeply personal. Let's walk through the details that quietly but powerfully transform a home into something exceptional. Whether you're styling a new space or refreshing a familiar one, this episode is all about refining your home with purpose, presence, and beauty. These tricks aren't all about trends. They're about timeless elements that work in every space at every scale. First, let's talk about oversized art and mirrors. Large scale art commands attention. It centers the room, introduces color, mood, and adds personality without cluttering the space. Now, mirrors, especially when oversized or uniquely shaped, bring more than just reflection. They add depth and dimension. When positioned thoughtfully, like across from a window, they bounce natural light around the room and create a feeling of openness. I often use them in smaller or darker spaces to visually expand the room and give it a bit more air. Second is elevate your lighting game. Lighting is one of the most transformative tools in design. It's not just about how bright a space is, it's about how it feels. Light has the power to soften the edges, draw attention, create intimacy, or energize a space depending how it's used, and yet it's often an afterthought. The first step is replacing builder-grade ceiling fixtures. Opt for something sculptural, whether it's a statement pendant or hand-blown glass sconce or a vintage find. These pieces function like jewelry for the room, adding personality and form even when they're off. I always recommend a strategy that includes 3 layers: ambient, task, and accent. Ambient lighting sets the overall tone, overhead fixtures or recessed lighting that fills the space softly. Task lighting is focused and functional. Think table lamps on nightstands, reading light by the sofa, or a pendant over the island. Accent lighting brings that soft magic. Think picture lights over artwork, sconces that cast a soft glow, or a floor lamp that adds shape in an empty corner. Layering these creates depth and dimension, and I always use dimmers whenever possible. Light should adapt to your day, not just flood the room. When your lighting is thoughtful, your entire space feels more polished, intentional, and more alive. 3 is upgrade everyday essentials. Luxury lives in the details. That includes the things we reach for every day. Think soap dispensers, kitchen tools, tissue boxes. When those pieces are elevated, whether it's through material, form, or consistency, they signal care and quietly elevate the entire experience of your home. An example is that plastic soap bottle on top of your kitchen counter. Replace it with a glass, stone, or ceramic dispenser. Put your olive oil in a ceramic pour that looks just as good on the counter as it does in use. I even keep my tamari in a ceramic bottle because I use it often for sushi nights and cooking, and I want that moment to feel just as considered as everything else. To be clear, none of this is about perfection. It's about choosing beauty for the things that support your daily rituals. When function meets form, even the smallest moments feel intentional. 4 is design with scent. Scent is the most emotional layer in a home. It shapes memory, evokes feeling, and tells a story without saying a word. When curated with intention, it becomes a part of your home's atmosphere, just as meaningful as the colors, textures, and lighting. And that's exactly why I created 2 signature scents: Aura and Alchemy. Aura is soft, warm, and quietly comforting, that familiar presence at the end of the day. Alchemy leans deeper, it's layered, and a bit unexpected. Both are designed to live gently in the background, adding depth without overwhelming the room. Because how your home smells is just as important as how it looks. And the right scent doesn't just enhance the room, it anchors it in feeling. And if you're curious about Aura and Alchemy, I've added the link to the show notes so you can learn more about them. 5 is introduce statement hardware. Hardware is the jewelry of the home. Small in scale, but full of impact. Think cabinet pulls, door handles, even closet knobs carry more visual weight than most people realize. I love incorporating aged brass, bronze, or sculptural silhouettes to give the cabinetry and furniture a more intentional and elevated feel. It's one of the simplest upgrades you can make, but the difference is instantly noticeable. It's not about being showy, it's about creating a space that feels thoughtful and refined. At number 6 is add a pedestal. I love adding a pedestal to display a single beautiful object. It's one of my favorite styling secrets. A pedestal brings a sense of architecture to a room, even if the space lacks built-in details. This gives a sculpture or even a vase with fresh flowers the presence it deserves. Use it to break up a negative space or to turn the forgotten corner into a focal point. Just be sure to choose a pedestal that complements the room without competing with what it's holding. I tend to favor marble or plaster finishes. They add the perfect balance of texture and quiet sophistication. And number 7 is add fresh flowers or branches. Flowers are one of my favorite styling elements and something deeply personal to me. They bring a natural sense of movement and softness that no other material can replicate. Beyond their beauty, florals introduce a sense of presence and seasonality into a home. They remind you that a space is alive, evolving, and cared for. Whether it's a grand arrangement or just a few thoughtfully placed stems, flowers instantly make a room feel more intimate, more layered, and more loved. They don't just decorate a space, they bring emotion into it. 8 is invest in tailored window treatments. Nothing finishes a room proper like window treatments. They frame the architecture, soften the light, and bring everything together in a way that feels thoughtful and complete. Think of floor-to-ceiling drapes in a linen or a cotton sateen or sheers. They instantly create a sense of height and softness. They draw the eye upward while adding beautiful texture and warmth. Roman shades in subtly textured fabric can be just as impactful, especially in smaller rooms where space is at a premium. One of my go-to tips is always hang your drapery rods as close to the ceiling as possible. It elongates the wall and makes your windows feel more expansive. And make sure your drapes just kiss the floor, never puddled, never floating. That subtle break in them create that tailored and elegant feel that feels effortless and refined. Custom doesn't have to mean complicated or expensive. It just needs to be well measured, well placed, and considered. When done right, window treatments don't just dress the room, they elevate it. Number 9, and one of my favorites, highlight one expected moment. Every truly elevated space needs a moment of surprise, something that just stops you long enough to feel something. It's that single detail that feels a little unexpected, a little bolder than the rest of the room. Think a lacquered side table in a room full of natural textures, a sculptural light fixture that makes you pause and wonder. And here's the thing, the unexpected doesn't have to mean expensive. It just has to feel deliberate, thoughtful, and a little brave. This is the design equivalent of a signature detail. It's quiet, intentional, and unforgettable. So when you're curating your space, ask yourself, where's the surprise? What's that one detail that no one saw coming, but now they can't imagine the room without it? That's where magic lives. And number 10, design for emotion. At the core of every elevated space is feeling. Ask yourself, how do I want this room to make me feel? Inspired, rested, grounded. Designing from that place changes everything. Color, materials, layout, they all serve that emotion. That's when a home becomes more beautiful. It becomes more meaningful. When you design from that place, your choices shift. You stop decorating for appearance and start creating for experience. Materials become more tactile, lighting more thoughtful, flow more intuitive. The space evolves into something that quietly supports your everyday experience. That's when design moves beyond aesthetics and becomes something lasting. That's what truly elevates a home. And if you're not sure where to start, but you're ready to take your home from almost there to absolutely you, send me a message and let's work together. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with a friend. And if you haven't yet, please leave a quick review. It means the world to me. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more thoughtful and elevated design content. And whether you're listening or watching, thank you so much for being here. See you next time.